evening and welcome to Gamesmaster. It's not just that we're the best video game show on telly, blow me, we're also the funniest as well. Now, we get a lot of letters sent in from you, thank you very much for all of them. Here's one which particularly tickled my pink. It's from Riff Tonga, from Newton Mearns, and it goes, Dear Dominic, I have watched your show for 17 years and I've always wanted to see a show where you have that kid Martin Mathers on, doing some more Virtua Cop stuff like last series, plus that great mindbender Uri Geller doing well, anything, really. Yours, Riff. Well, would you? Adam and Eve at Riff, but that's exactly what we've got on today's show. Isn't that incredible, girls?
Wow, it's unbelievable. Quite literally.
And so we begin with an event called You Only Live Twice.
I was particularly impressed last year with the sterling performance of one Martin Mathers, who exhibited extraordinary skill by playing through the whole of the Virtua Cop arcade game without taking a single hit. So when Martin contacted me recently, claiming he perfected an even more incredible stunt on the arcade sequel, Virtua Cop 2, I immediately summoned him to demonstrate.
So please welcome once more Mr. Martin Mathers. Welcome back, Martin. Now, Martin, if I can count you, this is your third appearance on Gamesmaster, so if I was a kind of cheesy, insincere host, I would say you're an old friend of the show, but unfortunately, I can't change my name to Andy Peters. Now, you are just about to start university. What are you hoping to do there?
I'm going to do journalism, eventually.
And have you had all your body hair shaved recently?
I'm glad you noticed. Yes, I did make the effort. It's my friend Nikki's fault, basically, because she dared me and some of my friends at the pub to shave ourselves, mainly because she doesn't like hairy men.
Right.
So you shouldn't dare me. You shouldn't dare me, because I'll do it, basically. So.
How I wish I was young again. The fun that they have. Now, Martin, last time you were on, you trounced Virtua Cop throughout the length of one show. What are you going to do for us today?
Tonight, I'm still a cocky git, so I'm going to play 2 Virtua Cop machines simultaneously, basically.
OK, we wish you all the best of luck for that, Martin. If the girls, you'd like to take Martin off and assume the best shoot position, we'll go into today's news. Like me, Sega arcade machines just keep on coming. Touring Cars is the latest monstrosity to be on test at the moment. A furious race around the track trying to finish in first position of fair. The early version features a selection of tracks and a choice of 4 vehicles to try them out with. It might not be that much await as Sega Rally 2, but Touring Cars should keep people like Tony Adams amused when it appears in arcades all over the country soon. Meanwhile, in Sony's Research and Development HQ in Tokyo, Japanese blokes are going bonkers over what's claimed to be the most advanced 3D TV ever. Yes, it's not a fish tank, it is actually a TV which offers a convincing 3D picture without the need for glasses that make you look like a git. Details are sketchy, but no doubt it'll soon be in stores over here, sporting the kind of price tag only I can afford. These Japanese blokes we spotted at the unveiling of the new TV were a bit confused though, because that really is a fish tank. Finally, let me share with you my favourite game of the moment, Barbie Fashion Designer. This surprisingly original title allows me to design my very own Barbie outfits. I can select from the hundreds of options on offer, or even use a scanner to sample patterns of my own choice. Here are just some I stole from a high street haberdashery. Once I've designed my dream outfit, I can preview it in the catwalk mode. Even better, I can then print my designs on the special Barbie fabric paper included, cut them out and dress my Barbie dolls in the clothes I've designed on the computer. You just can't get me off this one. Welcome back. We have the undisputed king of the Virtua Cop arcade game series, Martin Mathers, in the studio. He's going to attempt to play 2 games of Virtua Cop 2 simultaneously. You may have noticed we've got an altogether more romantic lighting setting now. That's not just because Dave Perry is here beside me, it's because we are playing a very light-sensitive game there. Dave, Martin's playing the 2 games at once. Can you do 2 things at once?
Can I do two things at once? Probably I can, because I seem to be extremely good at everything I do singularly. But Martin, I must admit, with Virtua Cop, he is a supreme games player. And the thing he's going to have to look out for on this is obviously one machine will start slightly, maybe a tenth of a second slower than the other. So he'll get vital time on one machine. If he can spot which one, he may stand a chance. But this is a hell of a challenge.
Thank you very much, Dave. I just apologise there. I just suddenly noticed I had my hand like that. OK, Martin then has to play through the level 1, stage 1 of Virtua Cop 2, but he's going to do it on two machines simultaneously. Best of luck, Martin. Your challenge begins now. So off Martin goes. In the bottom left-hand corner of each screen, you can see the number of bullets that are left in the chambers of his gun. When the bad guys appear, there'll be a circle around them, but that still means he has to take careful aim, Dave.
That's right, because when that circle starts turning red, it starts green, it goes red. As soon as it goes red, that means the bad guys are going to shoot you. So what he must do on both screens, whenever he's got a red target, is prioritise that bad guy and get rid of him first. OK, now this means that when he's concentrating on one screen, he's got to try and look through his peripheral vision to see the target appearing on the other one. It's very, very tricky to do. We cannot stress enough how consummate Martin's gamesmanship really is, Dave. What he's also got to do is reload the gun. Once the gun runs out on one of the screens, he's got to flick it off screen and fire the trigger to reload it. He's got to do that on both screens, which means flicking it in two different directions. It's like rubbing your tummy and patting your head at the same time. So the idea is to try not to knock one off both wrists at the same time. That's right, yep, so you can shoot again. OK, now we're at the jeweller's store here, Dave. What's some of the problems he's going to have here? Well, the guys are going to come up from behind the cabinet, so he's got to shoot through the cabinets. He's also going to have these hostages coming up. He mustn't shoot a hostage, because not only is that bad, it also means he's going to lose a life, and he's only got one life in this challenge. OK, the hostages are generally wearing white. It's a general hostage fashion statement. They're all wearing white this year. There's one up there. Don't shoot him, Martin. No, he managed to get the guy on the right-hand side. Excellent shooting there from Mr. Mathers. One guy jumped up and he got him right in the midriff. He's going fantastically here, Dave. He's shooting very well. He's taking the sequence out. They're all popping up and turning along that balcony. Once he dispatches with the bulk, he's going to come down to the bottom left-hand corner of the jewellery store, and those are going to be the last few baddies he has to disperse with. OK, I can see the sweat beginning on Martin's brow. This is where the pressure really begins to tell. As we get into the later stages, it gets harder and harder. Very close. Very, very close. How near is he to the end now, Dave? He's only a few shots away. Only a few baddies away. He's lost a light. He missed the light. He shot a hostage. He shot a hostage. That's the end of it. So Martin Mathers breaks the golden schoolboy rule of don't shoot a hostage. His challenge is over. Well, Martin, talk us through those closing stages again then, telling us what you did wrong.
I was going fine, coming down across the balcony, down to the low stage. Hostage pops up. He looked too much like Peter Andre for my liking, so I just had to do the only humane thing, unfortunately.
It's a very understandable thing and a very unselfish act.
I thought so.
Forgo the joystick and whack Peter Andre.
It's the only thing to do.
Tell us, Martin, exactly how far away you were from the end of the challenge.
OK, well, it came down. There's that man, the hostage. Row of 4, another hostage, and then just the last one, that's it.
So it was desperately close.
Too close, far too close for my liking.
Now, Martin, did the lack of body hair come into it at all?
Yes, when it's the friction of the suit, you know, static electricity, that kind of thing. I'm blaming it on that. Oh. And I'm sorry, but it's Nikki's fault for daring me. Nikki, I'm never talking to you, OK? So.
Did I see you get talking to one of my cameras?
Oh, sorry.
Just because it's his third appearance on the show, he thinks he can get cocky.
Oh, well. So
before he continues, starts taking over the whole show and becomes bald and wears nice suits, so let's give another round of applause for our challenger, Mr. Martin Mathers. And so, with Martin's air of invincibility pierced like some fashion victim's belly button, let's console ourselves with today's reviews. First up, kick-in, dandy-dressed people in Killer Instinct Gold. Remember, scores in magazines are unrealistically high. Ours are tougher, like Sergeant Cryer from The Bill.
For a start, there are new backgrounds, which are completely 3D and very impressive, much more impressive than the Killer Instinct 2 arcade backdrops. There are also new training modes, including one where you're set a challenge, complete a move or a combo, and you've only got a few seconds to do it. There are also little upgrades to the way the game plays, increasing and reducing damage of certain attacks, making it easier to link certain moves and combos together, giving everyone the chance to string up to 90 hits together.
The moves and the combos are so phenomenally complicated that you really do need to have a complete understanding of the fighting game genre just to complete them. I'm particularly not that interested in Killer Instinct Gold. If I wanted to decipher more and more complex button presses, I'd actually try to learn Morse code.
You could kick even more people in Star Gladiators, except this time they're wearing a futuristic pant.
Like most beat-em-ups, there are some awesome special moves in this game. For instance, you can do the plasma combo, where in the top left-hand corner of the screen you get a little bar. If you fill that bar with 5 moves consecutively, you can pull off the plasma combo, and it is hair-raising.
Graphics are really fantastic in Star Gladiator, with really nice animation. The only problem is having such smooth animation slows the action down slightly.
The futuristic theme is a winner, and I would have to say so is the game.
Finally, the home version of Virtua Cop 2. And for the benefit of viewers whose lips move when they read, it's the sequel to Virtua Cop.
The Saturn version of Virtua Cop 2 is fantastic, looking remarkably close to the Model 2 original. Thankfully, they've also added some new features, an extra route at the end of level 3, especially for Saturn owners, and ranking mode, the best mode for playing this in once you've finished, totally going for the highest scores you can get.
And hey, don't forget kids, our webpage remains an oasis of quality fun in a desert of substandard cack. And that's a direct quote from Education Secretary Gillian Shepherd.
Okay, that's goodbye, quite literally, to part 1. Coming up in part 2, we have Uri Geller on the show. So lock up mums and dads, puppies and pussies, because exposure to this man's powers could quite literally make them all bent. Okay, welcome back to Gamesmaster. Personally speaking, I have just spent £7,642 buying all those products advertised during that break. Now, I feel a presence entering inside my body. It can only be Uri Geller. Let's find out what he'll be playing.
This is a head. Oh yes, because today we're dealing in mind control. Unfortunately, tubes like this can use mind-sensitive headbands already in the US, but you can also use this, the Mind Drive. The idea is that by wearing a small gadget on your finger, players can steer their computer character to the left or the right simply with an effort of will. The player controls a skier, and the object is to steer accurately between the red and blue gates as you make your way to the bottom of the piste. We thought it was time to take one of these wee bits of plastic and test it out for you, the gullible public.
For this challenge, my contestant will be required to employ every ounce of psychic power at his disposal. Using the mind drive attached to his finger, the player must use willpower alone to steer the computer skier left or right through the appropriate gates. A joystick will be awarded if the contestant displays sufficient paranormal prowess to accurately pass 15 of the 20 gates on the slope.
Let's see if the truth really is out there.
Okay, to play this, we obviously needed a celebrity whose mind was even more powerful than mine. Thankfully, we have the man with the most powerful mind in the world. Please welcome Mr. Uri Geller. Oh, that's amazing. Welcome to the show,
Thank
Uri.
you. Thank you.
Let's talk about the magazine that you've got, which we can see amply illustrated on your T-shirt. What is Uri Geller's Encounters?
Well, it's the most paranormal magazine in the world. And it's really great because it covers the topics of the unknown, the unexplained, the paranormal, UFOs, extraterrestrials.
And it's a non-profit making magazine.
Yeah, well, the big part of the profit that I'm getting from it is I'm giving away to save the children.
Right.
So it's a great cause.
As opposed to my fee I get from the show, which I give away to the nearest public house. Now, we decided we're going to do a little experiment of your paranormal powers. Now, before the show, I wrote down I made a drawing on a bit of paper, which I'm now going to try to beam to you. Now, I must make this quite clear. You know that I, more than anyone, would not lie to you. Yuri has no way of having possibly seen what I have drawn, right? It might work, it might not work.
As long as you really drew a drawing.
I really drew something. It's in here, and I'm going to try and visualize it now.
Exactly.
And you're going to draw
exactly. Now, look, Dominic, I am taking a risk because this is television. If it fails, it's not a good feeling. But if you really believe that you can transmit to me the drawing, I'll draw it.
Okay.
Begin. Staring onto my face. Now, you see, I close my eyes. I can talk while I do this. And I visualize a TV screen, and into the screen, yes, keep drawing it over and over in your mind, over and over. Yes. Yes, I'm getting something. Keep doing it. I don't know what it is. It's bizarre because usually if I tell someone
a bad drawer.
If I tell someone to draw something, they either draw a house or a tree or a flower, but this is, I don't know what it is. I'm showing it to the camera.
Okay.
Maybe it's an unfinished drawing, but it could be.
That is, I know, and I cannot believe this, right? That was supposed to be a pair of scissors.
I got it then!
Because I thought about cutting my hair, and this. I put this in my pocket, right, before we did this, on 2 sheets of paper.
Exactly.
And that's what I did. That is absolutely unbelievable.
But look, I must show you that if you look, I'm showing it to the camera, if you look at my drawing from here to here, look, and yours, look, from here to here, hold this, and you'll see it's going to be the same size. Let me quickly show it to the camera. Look.
It is exactly the same size as well.
And there's no explanation to this. It's pure telepathy.
Now we're going to take these paranormal powers. We've proven that they work now. Let's see if we can apply them to video games. Now
that's another ball game.
Okay, we'll see how you do it. If you'd like to sit down and get ready to play it, I'll go up to the co-commentary position. And another close encounter of a paranormal kind is Mr. Kirk Ewing has helped me through this challenge. Kirk, what's the most powerful thing your mind's ever done?
Well, I did plant a subconscious thought to wear a dodgy suit in your head.
Oh, and it's obviously not worked. Next time, maybe, Kirk. Okay, Kirk, have you got any tips for Yuri on this?
Well, apparently the tip here is once you're wearing your little finger thing, think aggressive to go left and think complacency to turn right in this downhill mine ski type challenge.
Is that some kind of political allegory there?
I don't know if it is. It's just basically that's how you do it, okay?
Okay, then. It's a 20-gate course. We want Yuri to get through at least 15 of the gates to win the challenge. Best of luck, Yuri. Would you like to put your fingers in the mine drive? Now, the mine drive is just going to adjust.
All right, I'm
Yuri,
ready.
And off you go. And that's the green light for Yuri. Here's the first gate's coming up on the left, and he's missed the first ones. The next one is a set of blue gates.
Oh, hit a patch of ice there.
A little bit of patch of ice, but he's got that. That's one. Two gates, 3 gates.
Oh!
Let's do the 4th. This is going great, Kirk.
Top cheer from the crowd there. Maybe they were slightly
5.
influenced by his moods.
6, a little bit of kind of rocks there, but it's 6 gates.
Yep.
This is going well. There's some pair of blue ones there. 7 gates.
Now, I noticed these last gates actually bending in there. Maybe they were becoming like plastic, maybe?
Yep, he's missed 1. That's up to 9. That's 10 gates. We're into double figure. The snow's coming down.
It's a blizzard. It's a blizzard.
12 gates. He skied through the blizzard. 13. I hope it's not unlucky for Yuri, that one.
Oh, he's skating his heart out.
14 gates. This is an incredible display of mind power. 15 gates, that's it, but we're going to see how many he can finally do at 16, 17 gates now.
Let's go through these last ones.
Through the final ones. That is what I reckon 18 gates for Mr. Yuri Geller. So if we just wait for the score to confirm that, I think it was 18. And yes, a fantastically spoon-bending score of 18 out of 20. Mr. Yuri Geller does the challenge. Congratulations, Yuri.
Thank you.
Well done, sir.
Thanks, it was great.
Was it difficult at all? I mean, 18 out of 20 is a heck of a score.
I'll tell you what, it was thrilling, it was quite amazing and entertaining. And you did have to focus your mind power into the game, because you moved it with your mind, left, right, left, right.
But now, you had to think aggressively to move to the left and calm thoughts to the right. What were you thinking of? Can you tell us?
I didn't try to use the word aggressive. I just forced it to the left.
Right.
Forced it to the right gently, you know, and it worked. It worked.
So you didn't think of being assaulted by people after you've been to see Reading play on a Saturday or anything like that, no?
Don't mention it now.
Well, thank you very much indeed for coming on, and thank you very much for being able to read the badly drawn scissors that I had drawn. That was incredible. And because of getting the fantastic score of 18 out of 20, the Gamesmaster Golden Joystick goes to tonight's special guest, Mr. Yuri Geller.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Here. Dominique.
Yes?
Shall I bend it now?
No, Yuri, if you can just leave it. In fact, while we check that everything on our own person is still straight after Mr. Geller being around, we'll take a look at today's feature.
I've chosen you to direct our next project, so welcome to the studio. Now, making movies is one of the greatest jobs in the world. You've got to have talent and intuition, patience and energy, and the real innate ability to tell a story.
What you're saying, Stevie, is it's a bit like Jack and Ori. Steven Spielberg's director's chair is the first CD-ROM that truly allows you to create your own movie. With Quentin Tarantino and super hair babe Jennifer Aniston from Friends as your stars, the potential is there to make a real blockbuster. Stephen is on hand to advise you on the way, and just as well, because the process is frighteningly realistic.
If it's not on the page, it's not on the stage.
So you start with the script and the dubious talents of bald writers Ted and Terry.
And when you're done, get on out there to production and hit us a home run.
Once you've sorted out the plot, you're ready to shoot. Amongst other things, you'll need to decide which camera angles to shoot from.
And action!
And how to edit your material together in the cutting room.
Wouldn't hurt anybody.
Jack, it's time.
Along the way, though, you'll encounter all sorts of problems that threaten to turn your project into a man city of the silver screen.
We shot so late last night.
This room here is going to take a while to light.
It's going to take about 20 minutes to get Ma ready.
Whoa, this is a pretty big mistake. This is the part where somebody usually gets fired.
While you're acting, you're doing two completely different sides of two completely different movies all at the same time. You know, we do the scene, and we do it real, and we do it serious, and it's played for dramatic effect. Then you do it again in this crazy, wild comedy way. Actually, could you boys show me where the complaint box is? Because I have a big old complaint. I never got my baked Alaska. Oh. You know the whole last meal part of this execution, they said I could get whatever I wanted.
Quentin, stay behind the camera. The plot's a basic innocent bloke framed for murder type story and sees Jennifer Aniston desperately trying to find the real killers before he gets taken to the chair. All 2 hours of available footage was shot by the great man himself, seen here trying to feel up his star.
Great. Print that one. That was wonderful.
What a great idea. My God, to sort of have this, you know, opportunity for young filmmakers. They have an actual, you know, they have footage shot by Steven Spielberg. They have actors to work with. It's, you know, what an ideal situation.
Oh, bless her. If you want to take part in this ideal situation, Director's Lab is in the shops now.
Can't believe you really finished this thing. Okay, thank you for watching today's show. You can go now because it's quite literally over. Next week sees the start of our annual Gamesmaster Footy tournament. And I'll leave you with this question. If Yuri Geller was a spoon, would he be bent? Good night.